Hello crafters, this is Yana Smakula. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have an inspirational video featuring new products from Spellbinders, and not just any products, but because it's July, Christmas products. I don't know about you, but I've actually gotten used to starting my Christmas cards as early as midsummer. And in a way, I am grateful to all the paper crafting companies who begin releasing their Christmas products so early in the year. This way, I am less likely to put off my Christmas card making until the very last minute. Spellbinders has several fabulous Christmas collections this month, and my favorite is called Parcel and Post. This collection features just 4 products, or actually, hold on, I think it's 5. No, make it 6. So 6 products, 5 of which you see on these 2 magnetic sheets. The 6th product is a stamp set with the sentiments for the mailbox. And the sentiments in the stamp set are not the same as the 2 glimmer plate set sentiments. I thought they were the same, maybe, identical, because Spellbinders used to do that in the past, but I just compared them and no, they're not the same. So that's why I'm mentioning this. Now, the main die in this collection is, of course, the beautiful old-fashioned mailbox, and then everything else builds on top of it. The mailbox die is done in a very clever way. There are additional pieces to cut from different color cardstock to add dimension and depth to an otherwise flat die cut. The mailbox also opens slightly, the lid opens, and you can tuck things inside, things like envelopes with letters, of course, or little packages, but also decorations. There's a little rectangle die, and this is designed to cut the foiled or stamp sentiments out to put on top of the mailbox. And these sentiments can serve as the main or secondary sentiment on your cards. And by the way, of course, these sentiments can be used by themselves, not necessarily in conjunction with the mailbox. Now, the mailbox die set comes with some beautiful florals, so the mailbox itself is evergreen. You can use it for many types of cards. But this collection also includes Christmas foliage to decorate the mailbox for Christmas and Valentine's Day decor to make it a Valentine's Day mailbox if you want. And then the sentiments are pretty generic, with one set that's just all Christmas messages. Now, before we jump to the cards I have for you today, I wanted to show you a little hack I've been using to help me store my die cut pieces. As you can see, I store my dies on magnetic sheets, and the sheets are adhered onto chipboard pieces so that the magnetic sheet remains sturdy, and these measure 6 by 6 inches. On the back of the chipboard piece, I've adhered a clear storage pocket, and I'm using it to hold my leftover die cuts. I used to use these clear storage pockets for my dies, but I find I prefer to store the dies on the magnetic sheets. This way, they're much more organized, and when I flip through the magnetic sheets, it makes it a lot easier for me and a lot faster for me to find what I'm looking for. So far, this has been very convenient, as I can just toss any die cuts that I'm not using into the pocket, and it is going to be stored, the pocket is going to be stored together with my dies. In the past, I would still have similar pockets, for instance, for floral dies, but the pocket would just sit on my desk separate from the dies, and that wasn't always convenient, as I would often lose one or another. So sticking the pocket on the back of the dies, on the back of the chipboard piece holding the die, is much more convenient. Now, to adhere the pocket, I just added double-sided tape to all 4 sides right next to the edge. Although I would say it is better if you add tape slightly away from the edge, as that will allow you to easily put your hand inside the pocket to remove the pieces that you need. Now, the clear pocket is just a regular CD pocket, one that we all use to store our dies and stamps in. Many different companies sell these as storage pockets for stamps and dies. I personally have loads of these pockets, and I can't believe I haven't thought of adding them to the back of these chipboard storage panels sooner. It would have been such a lifesaver. Now, I've also added some to the back of the chipboard pieces, storing my glimmer plates, especially my sentiment glimmer plates, as they typically foil extra sentiments, and now I can keep them with my plates and stay a bit more organized. I've decided to make my mailboxes red, as I was making Christmas cards. It's funny, I think every country uses a different color for their mailboxes. So they're red in the UK, blue in the US, and here in Ukraine, the mailboxes are bright yellow. So you can see where I'm going with this. You can make the mailbox the color of the mailbox in your country, or you can go with a different color, or even use patterned paper. My friend Joka from Germany is a genius when it comes to using pattern paper, and I'm sure she's going to whip up some amazing pattern paper mailboxes. She always inspires me with her use of patterned paper, and I'll have a link to her blog or Instagram in the video description below so you can check out her work. Now, I die-cut my mailboxes from 3 colors of red cardstock from Spellbinders. This is Poppy Field, Pomegranate, and Phone Booth. And then I just mix the colors on each piece. To add sturdiness to my die cuts, I also cut 1 additional mailbox piece and I glued 2 mailboxes together. I like things to be sturdy on my cards, especially because I like to pop them up with foam adhesive, and adding that extra layer adds to the sturdiness. I have also foiled the sentiments in both red cardstock and Spellbinders specialty glimmer paper. I was tempted to use the white sentiments at first because the white sentiments foiled a lot better. Because I was foiling on the specialty cardstock, the foiling is absolutely perfect, but I later switched all of my sentiment panels to red as I think that looked a little bit better, even though the foiling wasn't perfect there. When you add the side panel, try not to drop it like I just did here, but when you add it to your main die cut, and when you cut it from a color of cardstock that is a shade different, you can see how it instantly makes your mailbox look dimensional. You also have a piece for the lid, and again, it adds a ton of realism to the mailbox. I also love the way the lid opens for you to drop the letters or packages inside. I used glue to adhere the side and the lid pieces, but I went with foam adhesive for the sentiment panel to pop it up. Now there's also a die that cuts a handle for the lid, and I cut mine from gold mirror cardstock. The pieces are very small and somewhat tricky to handle, but they do add a lot to the finished die cut. You just need to adhere one piece onto the other one like so, and then adhere both pieces onto the mailbox. And your mailbox is done. Very easy to assemble, and that's one thing that I love about it. And the other thing that I love is how big the mailbox is. If you use the mailbox on an A2 card, you don't need to add much to your project as the mailbox is the star of the show. So here I assembled another mailbox using the same red colors of cardstock, and I love the result. Once you've assembled the mailbox, there are so many different ways to embellish it. This collection comes with several embellishment options, and I have used the Parcel and Post Christmas decorations die set to embellish my mailboxes. I love that that set contains candy canes and different types of foliage and greenery. I don't have dies like that in my stash, so I'm glad to see new additions. But you can also use the Christmas dies you already have in your stash. Here, for example, is the last year's Christmas Blooms die set. And by the way, it took me about half an hour to find it in my craft room. I looked everywhere and I just could not locate it where it was. And you know what? It was just sitting on my desk and I just could not see it. So this die set works just as well for decorating the mailbox. You have the big and the small poinsettias, the foliage, the berries, and then everything in between. Now this year, there is a new version of the Christmas blooms called Holiday Blooms. And if you are looking to get this die set, you can use it to embellish the mailbox as well. Of course, you can use it on your own. And I am planning on making a card, or rather a set of cards using just the Holiday Blooms, as they are phenomenal. Now this is a bigger set with bigger pieces and more pieces. And the poinsettia in there is of a beautifully organic shape, not symmetrical as in the other sets. And again, also the poinsettia is much larger. Here I compare it to the poinsettia from the Christmas Blooms set from last year. So loads of ways to decorate the mailbox and make it your own. Also loads of sentiments to put on the mailbox. While I'm assembling these pieces and putting together my mailbox, I wanted to share some exciting news with you guys. Spellbinders recently launched a UK website. So if you are located in the UK or in Europe, you now have the option to order from the UK store and hopefully save on shipping cost and shipping time. The UK store does not have all of the Spellbinders products. There's no cardstock, for example, but you can find a lot of the Spellbinders card products there and even some items on sale too. They have various promotions each week. You can also join the Spellbinders Club on the Spellbinders UK website and again, save on shipping and hopefully reduce the shipping time. The UK website also ships internationally, so if you are located in Europe, you can try ordering from the UK site. They have several international shipping methods. There's Royal Mail, I think, and then there's FedEx and some other method as well. Now, with the mailboxes decorated, I foam mounted them onto the embossed background that I added to A2 card bases. I used this plus this embossing folder with the little crosses as the background for all 3 of my cards. Alice was making fun of this background, but I really like it. Now to add sturdiness, again, I added 2 scrap pieces of cardstock behind the embossed backgrounds. This helped flatten them. They didn't warp much. I mean, I don't think they warped at all, but I still like to add something additional behind the background to add sturdiness and heft to it. I added additional sentiments to some of the cards. Here, for example, I foiled Merry Christmas in matte gold foil. This sentiment comes from the new Merry Glimmer Sentiments set, also from Spellbinders. And here's a look at the 3 mailbox cards I have for you today. So I just changed up the dies that I used for the decorations and also changed up the colors of the background to give my cards a slightly different look. Which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for joining me today. Love you guys, and I'll see you next time.